Hello everyone, my name is Chris, the real deal. I used to be called the Puppet Master, but I changed that because I wanted to change my future. I didn't want to bring too much of the past to the future. But I applaud you for watching this video. I must let you know that it's going to go into graphic details. It's going to be upsetting to myself and to others who have gone through what I went through and what they're going through. But this video also is a video of hope that you can make it if you hang on. You can still look up and not down, and you can still move forward with your lives. Everyone knows that I was in prison for 44 years, incarcerated. Once I went to the prison, Attica Correction Facility here in New York. Different things took place. Now, inside prison walls, they have what they call prison justice. Prison justice. What does that mean? That means when people done wrong, they come to prison and they're violated, beaten, or in some case, killed. But now I'm going to tell you different incidents that took place. In order for me to share it as I'm now sharing it, I must have been able to control myself, think, because if you can't think, you can't win. So, I'm going to share with you different things. Now this video is going to have to be a maybe 3 or 4 part series because I'm only allowed 10 minutes each time I make a video. So this is part 1. And the name of the subject is Prison Justice. Prison Justice. So, when I went into prison at the age of 20, I was scared like so many other scared young boys, young girls. And it didn't take long before I was able to maneuver. I got with certain homeboys, and we was like a little clique. And then as time went on, I made friends with other guys who was in Queens, New York, from Queens, Brooklyn, Buffalo, different other people. And then I was a part of it, so I'm not innocent. We used to go around and apply prison justice to those who committed rape, and they had to be dealt with. To those who dealt with raping a child, they had to be dealt with. Those who robbed someone and beat up an elderly person, an old man or old woman, they was dealt with. So, now, some of you may say, all right, well, what about certain killers, people who have committed murder? Well, here's the deal with that. Then you tell me what you would have done. Turned around, you get a guy with natural life or a guy with 300 to life. When you get a guy like that, he's a dead man walking. And if he dies, he don't mind because that puts him out of his misery. But if you mess up in your attempt to kill him or hurt him or whatever, he's not going to make the same mistake. So, we have a tendency to leave those individuals alone because they want to be left alone. Most serial killers, most people who have killed 5 or 6 of their family members, all they do is eat, sleep, and stay in their cell. They have no real interaction with population because they feel that they're not worthy, and not that they're afraid, they just want to be left alone to deal with their own demons. So that's why you get a guy with natural life, you don't really mess with him. And a guy with, as myself, I had 30 to life when I went to prison for murder. So even someone like that, I didn't think they would mess with someone like that, but that's a different story. As time went by, I was working in the metal shop in Attica, and they have a big giant oven where you hang lockers up, spray paint them, and let them go through the big heater, and it dries the heat. Then you take them off, box them, and ship them. Well, on this particular day, my friend, which was my lieutenant, my first lieutenant, my best friend, he came to me and said, listen, yo, Pup, because that's what they called me in the prison, Puppet Master. Pup, we got work to do. I said, work to do? He said, yeah. I said, on who? He said, he just came in, I'll fill you in with the other guys. Now, I thought that was strange because he never bring to me those individuals that's going to be punished or whatever. But I trusted him with my life. I trusted him. And I had 5 other individuals who was really there like part of security, because we have security within ourselves. So he walked in front of me and walked into the locker, into the big oven, because that's where we would have our meetings. After he walked in, I walked in behind him. And then someone grabbed me. They grabbed me from behind and held me and kept squeezing me. And at first I thought it was a game or a prank or something. Then I seen all my boys and a couple other guys. I didn't really know them, but I knew of them. They was there. And then they went to beating me. Now, I was good and strong, and I could take a beating because some of you have seen my other videos where I was beaten as a child, which enabled me to handle a lot of pain. After that, they slammed me to the pavement, the floor, and they jumped on me and held my arms. And when they slammed me, I was on my stomach. And then someone said, pull his pants down, pull his pants down. And that really sent not fear, but more concern. I said, I know these guys are not going to rape me because I know my guys. I know they're not going to rape me. So maybe this is some type of, whatever it is, they're going too far. But they pulled my pants down. And then another guy said, now you sure we can't rape him? And my lieutenant, my best friend, he said, we already been through this. Just do what you got to do, but you're not raping him. And then we're going to leave it at that. But the way he said it, it was a sad tone in his voice. And then the other guys, they said, man, let's just get it over with because we're doing it to one of our own. So they turned around and they took a pipe, yay long, like this, had ridges on it. And they inserted that pipe up my butt. Now, when I say up my butt, up my ass, they stuck it up in me. And at the same time, another friend, he was hitting me in the back of my head. He was hitting me, and they were still hitting me, but another one was doing that. And somehow I passed out. I don't know if it was the pain of what they was doing or if it was the blows. I don't know at that time. I found out later, but at that time. So now they left me, took the pipe. I was sent to where someone got the CO, and they carried me to the infirmary, to the hospital. And I passed out again. And when I woke back up, they still had me laying on my stomach, but they were putting ice. They were putting ice in my butt. In my mind, I'm trying to think why, but yet I also knew the answer why. Prison justice. Why did they have to do it like that? I could have withstand a beating. A beating was, but then I was in the hospital for months, but during that time, they had to put a colossal bag right here. A colossal bag. Because they had to cut some of my intestines out in that area and reattach another part of it in order so I could defecate naturally. But during that time, I wore that colossal bag. And during those months, I laid on my bed seeking how I was going to get vengeance, how I was going to hurt them, how I was going to do this, I was going to do that. And through the pain made me angrier. And yet, I knew I was wrong because I had to think about the pain the family went through, of the family that I committed murder to. What pain did they go through? What heartaches did they go through? What abuse did they go through? So what had happened to me was prison justice. And it was a signal to let other people know, even if you are somebody within the prison system and you've done something that would violate the rules, meaning to come into the prison system, you will be dealt with. So now they had me seeing a psychiatrist, because anytime someone's been violated in that manner, anytime someone been disrespectful in that way, they want a social worker or a psychiatrist to talk to you so they can give a report. What frame of mind are you in? Because some guys, things like that have happened and they commit suicide. So I wasn't thinking about no suicide. I was thinking about revenge. And it was a woman. I'm not going to give her last name, but Kathleen was her first name. So she would sit and talk to me, but I wouldn't respond. All I had was hate in my mind. All I had was revenge in my heart. And then she kept talking to me. Every day, she would come and spend an hour with me. And finally, her words started getting through to me. I kept thinking about the victim family in my case. What did they went through? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And yet, I was able to endure it. And now my heart started softening. I no longer really wanted revenge because I knew I was wrong in committing the crime that I had committed. And if I had not committed that crime, I would not have been in prison. And if I had not been in prison, my own boys, my guys, would not participate with other guys to do what they did. I talked to my first lieutenant after months after I got out. He came to me. I was in my cell. And he said to me, that was the hardest thing that I had to agree to do to you, Puppet. He said, they wanted to kill you because they fear you coming back and killing them. I said, so you suggested that they do that to me? He said, no, I didn't suggest that. The two that was there, something had happened to one of their family members. So it was an act of revenge on his part. And they couldn't go against the code. I laid in my bunk bed for a long time with that colossal bag on my side. And I could actually smell my sins. I could smell my hatred. I could smell everything that was about me that was wrong. I could smell it. And I didn't like the smell. I did not like the smell because I did not like what my past had consisted of. I did not like what I was or who I was. So I thought it over and over and over. And my man would come to me. He said, the rest of the guys want to come to you too, but I said, no, I don't want to see anyone right now because I'm still in denial. I'm still in rejection. I'm still in not wanting to see no one because of the shame, the guilt. So now, I didn't know until a few weeks, well, actually it was a couple of months later, that if I had talked about revenge, and if I had said I'm just going to heal myself and get better and go do something to all of them, my best friend, it was his job to kill me. They made a pledge that he would do it. He said, I'll do it. See, my best friend already had natural life. And he had already killed 3 or 4 individuals. So everyone knew what he was capable of doing. So I share this with you so that you can understand and know that do not think for 1 second that if someone raped you, if someone beat up an old man or old woman and kill them through, don't think that that would go unjust inside the prison wall, because prison justice, we get the information from COs about people's cases. We get information and then we apply justice. So one day he came, he said, listen, Pop, you still? I said, no, let the guys come. And when they came, I was sitting on my bed just like this, sitting there. And then they came. I sat up and I just looked them in the face, each one. And a couple of them had tears in their eyes, and they all started talking at once. We didn't want to do it, Pop, because that was the only way you would not be killed, and we didn't want you to die. We didn't want you to die. Sometimes people think death is better than the punishment, because with death it's over. But that's not the truth. I looked at each one of them in their eyes. I said, all right, I forgive you. Because during those months that I laid on my stomach, during those months that my butt was tooted in the air, and all those talk I had with the psychiatrist, she got through to me. But what's more important, I got through to myself. I was able to take away the anger. I was able to take away the revenge. I was able to take away everything that was negative and replace it with everything that's positive. It wasn't easy. And it took months. Even after I talked with them, still months for me to deal with it, because now I had a one-on-one battle with myself, one-on-one fight with myself every day. I smelled my sins every day. I felt pain every day. Every day. And it was almost a year before they took the colossal bag off me. And I was able to take a dump, take a shit, however you want to phrase it, through my butthole instead of in a bag. It plugged in here. It's a hole, and it goes inside there, and it stays there. The next thing, I had to learn to walk among population. And guys, knowing what had happened, they would never laugh at me to my face. Plus, my boys had let the word be known. If any of you laugh at that man or say some slick stuff to that man, you will be dealt with 10 times worse. And they knew those group of guys meant it, because for them to do what they did to me, someone else on the outside of the group that we was a part of, they didn't stand a chance. I seen the looks. I semi-hear the whispers, but nobody never confronted me. So now I had to deal with myself day in and day out. The pain had gone away. It still had side effects, and they had to check it and all of this and that, but the pain had went away. This search or seek or wanting revenge had went away. And then I started running different therapeutic educational programmings. I would come in and sit, and I was able to share my story with them. And at that time, guys were shocked, because in the prison world, I was somebody. And something like that, they think would never happen to someone as me, but that's not the truth. Prison justice applies to everyone. So I wanted this video to be made, sharing to social media the truth behind prison justice. They don't talk about it. You won't read it in newspapers. You won't see it on TV. But it happens. It happens. And for those of you who have lost family loved ones, those of you who have been raped, those of you whose children have been molested, those of you whose parents or aging parents have been beaten and hurt and almost killed, rest assured that those individuals were dealt with, and that to this day they continue to be dealt with. I know, because I keep in contact with certain people, and they let me know. So prison justice is real. prison justice is a part of prison. So, thank you for listening to what I've said. But I also want those women and men who have been violated and raped, you can get through it. And the best way to get through it is to talk about it. Find a group. Find a group. I don't even know if they have a sex group or a group where they could talk, like Alcohol Anonymous, or whatever, smoker, whatever. I'm sure they got one. If not, then let's create one. Let's create a group just for that purpose. In every state, you can make it. And then you'll learn to get past the blaming yourself. You'll learn to get past the hurt and pain. You'll get past the fear of being left alone. The fear of when people walk and look at you and you wondering, do they know what happened to me? You'll get past all of that. And I'm saying this is true. Women are stronger than men. Because it happened more to women than it does to men. Now, even though I wasn't raped with someone else's, they assaulted me with the bar, which in a way was worse than being raped with their penis. So you can do it. Have faith in yourself. Tell yourself, I'm better than this. I'm better than the secrets that's hidden in my heart. I'm better than the secrets that's down within me. I'm better and stronger than anything that happened in my past. You're stronger than anyone because you survived it. Now keep moving forward. Hold on, don't let go. Look up, don't look down. Take those steps forward. And then after you're at peace with that part, then there's another phase. Share it. Because once you empty it, then it has no more control over you. It don't have control over you. Cut it loose, let it go. And in a lot of cases, some of you will or may not, let God heal you. He'll heal your heart. Because I know He healed mine. Even though I label myself an upside down sinner, trying to become an upright Christian, because I'm not there yet. Still, God had mercy on me and blessings on me, and He allowed me to pour through it. And if you don't have God in your life, get Him in your life. Talk to Him. Go to your war room, talk to God. And He'll help change your heart, change your mind, and help change everything about you. You're not alone. Now in this video, I'm asking, even if it's victims who went through what I went through, meaning some type of sexual encounter that was forced upon you, write in the comment, I'm with you. Or repost this video, share it. And if you know someone who have been through that, then share it with them. Even right now, I feel I'm sweating, I'm nervous. But all of that is part of letting go and freeing yourself. Because if it was easy to just free yourself, then you just do it. It's not easy. It takes work. So please, take it from someone who's been where you are. You can make it. You can make it. This is Chris, the Real Deal. who used to be called the Puppet Master, saying I love you all, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for listening.